was bothering me as well. It's fine.
Sounds good. All right, so we're going to get started. Thanasi, congratulations today. Can you tell us about the match and the atmosphere playing a home-like favorite at Roland-Garros?
Yeah, incredible atmosphere. I knew it was going to be as soon as I was drawn up against a French player, especially like Térence, who plays with a lot of energy and likes to get the crowd involved. It's always, I've had some big wars here in Paris, and whether the crowd's for me or against me, I think I turned a few French my way, which was nice. But the atmosphere is incredible, and that's why you play. You know, it made me smile. I was enjoying being back out on court and playing that energy because it's something I've missed for a year and a half. So yeah, it was good fun.
Congratulations, great win.
Thank you.
What is it like for you when the crowd are going nuts for the opposition? Do you use it to your advantage? You don't really notice it so much. How do you overcome that?
I mean, you definitely notice it. I had a guy like about 30 centimetres away behind me screaming in my ear, but you know, it's fun. I give him a smile. You know, we get the same when we're in Australia. You play Davis Cups for and against. I've had that, so I was expecting it. I mean, in between some serves, sometimes it's tough, but again, I've had it when my opponent's serving as well. So it's just part of it. I was expecting a great atmosphere, and I got it. But yeah, I think a few guys were kind of on my side towards the end as well from the French. So that was nice. I enjoyed it.
Would you prefer a lot of noise versus no noise?
Oh yeah, no noise is depressing. No one wants to play that. I've done many sessions, many practices with no noise, and it's not fun.
Thanasi, I think looking back on your record, I think from the Australian Open last year to the start of this month, you'd played one match. Did it surprise you in one sense of what you've achieved today, and where does this performance rate for you, considering you were, I think 2-5 in the final set, and he was serving for the match as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's to come back in Adelaide and beat a player like Quarter after not playing for a year and not touching a racket for the longest time. I've never picked up a racket. It was probably 6 or 7 months without me actually touching a tennis racket, and having a new arm essentially and a new shoulder that I'm trying to work with, and waking up every day trying to see what's normal, what I should be feeling, what I should not. As far as my tennis level, without sounding like an idiot, I'm not that surprised. I've missed so much time in my career, and I feel like time and time again I've been able to prove and have some good wins after that time. But I think to come back after such little tennis on a Grand Slam stage in these conditions against a good player from France as well, it's probably my best mental effort considering where I was. Even a few days ago where there was talks that I wasn't sure if I'd play. I didn't want to. I had some people flying in and I told them to stay home because I didn't want to play a few games and something go bad, to be honest. So I was very scared, very nervous to go out there. But yeah, when I got going, just played on energy.
Thanasi, you were saying before this match that all the rehab you did was to put yourself in a position to play matches like this, but 4.5 hours, down to 5, all of that. I'm just wondering, does that give you, what does it give you? What kind of proof? Because you were saying just a few days ago you weren't sure you were going to play. So where's your head out now, and are you able to dream even bigger?
Yeah, I'm not looking too far ahead. I'm looking at tomorrow morning and seeing how I wake up. But I've done as much as I can, and I can confidently say that from a rehab point, from a practice. Obviously, nothing compares to matches and playing. You're not going to go practice for 4.5 hours in the heat like that. But I've gone close. We've done some big days to put myself in a position where I can somewhat trust it in a long match. But yeah, I just have confidently said that I've done everything I can, and if it's not enough, it's not enough. And yeah, I said to my team, I'm going to play till Aussie Open next year, and if stuff's not going well and my arm doesn't feel great, then that will probably be it for me. But days like today gives me a lot of hope that that's probably not going to be it, and I can keep pushing. So yeah.
Hi, because
It's hot as shit in here.
I was wondering, because you missed so many times, so many years, I mean, not playing because of injuries.
Yeah.
Do you feel like much more younger?
Nope.
In
My
your
body
age?
doesn't, I'll tell you that much. My body doesn't feel younger, but mentally probably. it's weird. Like there's a lot of guys that are many years younger, but I look at how many matches they've played on tour and it's almost double, triple mine. I really haven't played much compared to it. Even when I was younger, I never really played a full season, I think, ever. So it's weird. On one hand, I feel like I've got a lot of experience because I've played a lot of the big tournaments over and over again. But if you look at my actual match count, it's very sort of rare and not many matches at all. So that's one thing I always want to try and do, at least 1 year before I'm done. I want to try and play a full schedule and see what happens if my body will allow me. But for me, it's the little wins and the small victories and stuff like today where that's the reason I kept trying to come back from these injuries, to have moments like that on court, because I know when I'm retired and nothing will really compare to that.
The heat is a factor this year in Roland-Garros. Was it a factor today in the sense that maybe as an Australian you're used to it?
I wasn't used to that. After a year and a half out, maybe if I'd been playing a lot of tournaments, then I'd be used to it. But you know, it's always different. On clay, I was saying I don't think I've played in a day where it's felt that hot. Maybe US Open gets very hot and more humid, I think. But again, especially on clay for not playing for a year and a half, and on one of the side courts where you know, it's tough. You only get a minute as well, changeover. So by the time you walk to your chair, pick up an ice towel and sit down for about 20 seconds, it's almost like that's time. So I don't know. That's very tricky, especially on those outside courts without much cover. It feels double as hot.
You served 24 aces today, so your serving action was good. You felt strong.
Is that a question?
Yeah,
Thank you.
Just your serve was good.
Yeah. No, my serve since I've come back, it's in a lot better spot even than January. Again, the test is how it's going to back up. But when I've been fresh, they have a court in Melbourne where you can kind of test the radar and see where my serve speeds are at, and it's good. It's close to kind of where I was a few years back. When I'm fresh, again, it's backing up after those matches. And yeah, I had a couple of things going on, had the shoulder, had the pec, and trying to merge them all two together. And if I have no pain, my serve speeds are good. So that was a big tick coming back.
So much to ask you, having not seen you for a while, but with the shoulder and the arm and the pec and all that, how much pain are you currently in? Or, I mean, I don't mean like this minute, but how much do you have to work? How much, you were also indicating, you see how things are tomorrow, you stop people coming across to watch you.
Yeah.
So the physical side of your right side,
Yeah.
what is that situation and how are you coping?
I mean, it's not normal. And the hardest thing about it was I didn't really have anyone to speak to as far as they've had the surgery. This is what you should be feeling. I've seen a bunch of doctors. I saw Rafa's doctor in January as well of last year before I was going for the surgery. And he's like, I don't know, I haven't really seen this before. So, and that was a consensus for a lot of people. They didn't really know how to act with it. You know, it's similar to somewhat a bodybuilder injury. But again, it's in a little bit of a different spot. And no tennis player's done it. And the hard part with tennis is you've got to swing a racket so many times. And to win a tournament, you've got to win 5 to 7 matches. So it's an absolute war. But yeah, it's not normal, but I'm trying to kind of work out what my new normal is and what I should be feeling. And if there's some soreness, is that alarm bells, that stuff's going to get really bad, or it's part of the process. So honestly, I'm learning stuff every day, and every day I'm trying to work out some things to try and help it and strengthen it. But it's the first thing I think when I wake up in the morning, to be honest. It does consume my life, and it's tough mentally because a lot of times when I'm playing the opponent, I don't even care. Like, I just hope my arms, all right, I barely hit for the last 3 days because I'm just like, I just want to get to the start line 100%. And then see what happens. So, yeah, it's weird going into a match and just thinking the opponent's the afterthought. I'm like, how do I get there somewhat to 100% and give it a crack?